Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the 3 edits you guys need to master here in Chapter 2 that are really going to help you guys out quite a bit when it comes to winning gunfights against other players, whether you're playing someone who's maybe a beginner, intermediate, or even if you're playing very good players. Like how I play pretty much every game because of skill-based matchmaking. I'm going to show you guys the 3 edits you guys need to have down here in the season if you guys want to be able to dominate people in either box fights or maybe even pubs or arena. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away V-Bucks every single Friday here on this channel. So if you guys want to enter that giveaway and win a chance to win 2,000 free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications so you guys get notified for every single new video. And lastly, comment down below either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the next giveaway. And also, if you guys like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom, click on support a creator, type in my code. My creator code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And alright guys, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I wanted to be going over the top 3 edits that you guys should be working on, that I think you guys should master, that are really going to help you guys out a ton here in Chapter 2. Now, these 3 edits I do pretty much almost every single game that I found to be the most helpful and the edits that you guys should be practicing the most. And so the first edit that you guys want to practice that is going to help you guys out quite a bit, and there's a specific way that I want you guys to practice this edit, and this is going to be double edits. And there's been so many times when it comes to being, especially in a box when you're editing a floor and a cone, just messing up this edit or maybe editing it the wrong way can cost you quite a bit. So this is the edit that you want to work on, but you want to work on it in a very specific way, because a lot of the times, say you're just ramping up, you have plenty of time to get off the edit. So if you're editing like this, you're pretty much editing from the bottom of the ramp, but that's not really realistic in like an actual game. So in an actual game, when you're in maybe in a box, you're probably going to be at minimum halfway up your ramp towards maybe even the top. So when you practice these edits, what you want to do is, as I'm doing here, is you want to delay your edit. So basically you want to edit the floor and the cone at almost the last possible second. So that is when you want to practice your edits, because in an actual game, say you're in a box, you're not going to be at the very bottom of your ramp and have probably 4 or 5 seconds to get off that edit. A lot of times you're only going to have a split second. So what you want to do is, as I'm doing here, is when you're practicing these edits, you want to make sure that you practicing them and editing at one of the last few seconds, because this is more realistic to what it's going to be in an actual game when you're boxed up. So that is the edit that I would say is probably one of the biggest edits to practice, because when I was really thinking about practicing these edits, especially in creative, I really had these edits down quite a bit, but when it came to actual games, I noticed that I was messing them up, just because when I was practicing them, I was practicing pretty much at the bottom of the ramp and I had like 4 or 5 seconds to get off the edit. But when I started practicing this edit where I edit at the last second, this was more realistic to actual game, and that's when I really saw improvements when it came to games and me having to get off that edit, because you really, a lot of times, are going to be in that tight situation when you're boxed up and you're going to have to make that quick edit on the top and you don't have a whole lot of time. You have to be very, very quick, and that's when I noticed the biggest improvement. And so the next edit that you guys want to practice, and for this one is I've been showing you guys for a while, that I think is the best edit in the game, and that is going to be editing the top 3 squares. And now there is a few different ways you want to practice this, because it's not always going to be the same thing. So the first way you can practice, obviously, it could be standing still when you're practicing editing on a wall in front of you, because a lot of the times, the reason why this edit is so good is because when you edit those top 3 squares, it allows you to get a jump shot on the other player while also still protecting the most of your body. So if you edit, let's say, the bottom 3 squares, your entire body is exposed, but if you edit one of these top 3 squares, it is much more difficult for the other player to hit you than if you go for any other edit. So that's why this edit is super effective and something you guys have to master here for this season. And when you are doing this, there's many different ways to practice. And another way, so like the first one that I showed you, you can just stand still and practice your editing, or the other one, maybe you can set up a bunch of walls, then you can practicing running and editing through. And the other way you can practice is another way I would recommend, I've done quite a bit, that pretty much is very realistic to actual games, and that is going to be boxing up, and when you're boxed up, maybe editing the 3 squares out to the side like I'm doing right here. Now this is something that I do quite a bit in games where maybe I'm boxed up and I can either go for 2 things. So I can either go for the edit edit on the top floor and cone, which was like the first edit that I was practicing or showed you in this video, or I can go for the edit on the top or on the corner top 3 squares as I'm doing right here. Now when you're doing this, you can also reset the edit behind you if you want, or you can practice just boxing up and rotating out. So you're pretty much practicing your tunneling and also practicing this edit at the same time. And when you're doing this, it really is important, and of course, to keep in mind that when you're in actual games and you're getting shot from like a minigun, mythic scar, and you're just getting absolutely beamed from every direction, that you are going to be panicking a little bit more. So you want to make sure that you have this down quite a bit, because when it comes to actual games, like I said, you're probably going to be panicking a little bit more, because when you're getting shot at from a ton of other directions, it's going to be a little bit more challenging to be able to get this off or get this edit off very consistently. But this edit right here is especially important. The amount of times that I've actually got kills on people because they'd be in a box and they maybe miss this edit coming out on the side, or miss any other edit editing out of their box, and I was able to get a quick elimination on them. So being able to hit edits quickly in and out of boxes is going to be essential, especially in this season, with a lot of players being very good at the game and skill-based matchmaking and all that type of stuff that's in the game. So obviously a lot of the players you're going to be going against are very good, so you have to be very, very quick when you are editing, but you also have to be very accurate, because I've had so many games where I've played very, very good and I literally just missed a single edit and it cost me the entire game. So practicing your box edits in any sort of way, so editing the top cones, editing those 3 squares, maybe just editing the top corner 3 squares across. There's so many different edits you can practice, but those are going to be essential edits. And so the last edit that I want to show you guys in this video that I think is very, very important to do as well, and this is an edit that is really going to throw off a lot of players who are a little bit better at the game. So if you know you're going against a very good or try hard player, this is the edit that you more than likely want to go for. And this is going to be a little bit more difficult as well, because this is going to be a double edit. So what you want to do is you basically want to fake the edit, because if the other player's on the other side of the wall, they're going to have their gun already out and ready to shoot at you. And after you go for an edit, after you change your weapons, there is a little bit of a delay, as you can see, after I edit, before my pump shotgun comes fully out and I'm able to shoot, meaning that the other player, if they have their gun out already, is already going to have the advantage on you. So what you'd want to do is you want to go for an edit fake. So you want to edit, say, the bottom corner squares, reset the edit, and then edit maybe the top squares. And if you want to practice this, you can practice standing still, going for a bunch of edits on the wall, or maybe you can practice a triple edit and just getting your editing really, really down on single walls. And this I found very effective to go against really good players. So I would edit and reset it, and a lot of times they would even maybe get faked out and shoot, or maybe they would just get confused and not really know what to do, or really what to make of what you're trying to do. So you would edit, reset it, and then edit the top 3 squares, or maybe you can go for like a single window edit if you're more comfortable with that, which can be better though, because once you go for an edit, you close it, and if you edit the top 3 squares, you're gonna have to go for a little bit of a jump shot, which means you're gonna have to do a little bit of a flick shot, or you can just edit, reset it, and then go for a simple window edit, which is extremely easy to do. So going for a double edit, I think, is going to be a very good way to outplay a lot of very good players. If you're going against someone who isn't as good, you can go for like a single top 3 corner square edit, and that could be very, very simple. And so there's a ton of different edits you can do off of this. You can edit the bottom 2 squares, then edit the top corner squares like the second one I showed you. Or you can go for, there's really just so many different edits you can go off of this, which is really, really good. And the thing I like about editing, there's so many different possibilities that you can use, but going for these double edits are going to fake out a lot of very good players. So if you know you're going against a sweaty players, I would probably recommend going for one of these edits, because it's going to be very effective on outplaying those other players. So these are going to be the 3 edits that I would highly recommend you guys master here in Season 2. These edits specifically have been the edits that I've found the most luck in when it comes to outplaying other players, and just the edits to work on that you really want to have consistently. And with that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys do drop a like. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Make sure you do turn on post notifications so you guys can get notified for every single new video. And as well, if you guys don't already, I do live stream every single day here on the channel. So if you guys want to watch me playing some solos on live stream, absolutely going off. I think yesterday I got a crazy amount of wins. I was playing really, really good. So make sure you guys do come by my live streams. I stream every single day on this channel at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys do come by my live streams or just on this channel. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.